Now, moving on to our next segment, the Ministry of Education, MOE, today announced that the government will provide higher tuition fee bursaries to polytechnic and university students from next year. Polytechnic students who come from the lowest 20% of household income groups will pay $400 less than what they now pay each year. At the university level, the most needy students will pay only $2,000 a year compared to the $4,000 they pay now. Now, the government spending on bursaries for undergraduates and diploma students will increase by $44 million in total. To share more on the details of the announcement, I have Senior Education Correspondent Sandra Davie. Welcome, Sandra.
Thank you.
Nice to have you back again. So, Sandra, tell us, why did the government decide to up the tuition fee bursaries?
Well, you have more Singaporeans currently making it to university as well as the polytechnics. And as a result, with the increased cohort participation rate over the last 15 years, for the universities is as high as almost 40% now. You have more students from more humble homes also making it to university. And actually the Ministry of Education gave some figures today. Universities, for example, over the last 15 years, students from the lowest 30% percentile making it to universities has gone up from 13% to 21%, and for the polys it's gone up from 38% to 52%.
Almost double, yeah?
Yes, right. So the government feels strongly that they ought to help these students to enable social mobility.
And of course, for the dentistry and medicine school as well, they have seen an increase in number from the lower household incomes as well.
Right. The fees for medical students are very high, despite being very generously subsidized by the government, because it is expensive to mount courses in dentistry and medicine. But nevertheless, the government is increasing the bursaries for those from the who are needy, and the estimate is about 11% of the students in these two faculties qualify for the bursaries. And the most needy students will pay, medical students will pay as little as $5,000 or even less a year of their medical fees. Yes.
And Sandra, talking about this higher bursary tuition fees, right? Will it help to effectively defray the cost of rising tuition fees? I mean, of course, tertiary education, university tuition fees are also on the rise as well. Do you think it will effectively help to defray?
Yeah, well, actually around the world, costs of running a university are high and increasing, and actually in Singapore, it's been kept very much in check, the cost of university, going to university. But yes, I mean, the more generous bursaries will definitely help the students, especially those who come from the more humble backgrounds.
And the figures also, right? Because now for polytechnic students, they are paying $400 less. So that means they are paying $500.
Yes. Okay, so
when we talk about figures,
yes. Okay, so with the higher bursary, which will kick in next year, the most neediest students from the lowest 20% income group for polytechnic, who are going to the polytechnic, will only pay $150 of the $2,900 annual fees, right? And then, so this is $400 less than what they pay now each year. Okay, and in all, it will benefit 33,000 poly students. Now, for the university, at the university level, the most needy students will only pay $2,000 a year compared to the $4,000 that they pay now. And the full fee of a general degree at the university is $8,200, around there.
So it will definitely effectively.
Yes, it will be a great help.
And Sandra, in your opinion as well, do you think it's important really, for us to pump in the money to help with high institute learning fees, tertiary, polytechnics, universities?
Yes, I think as the figures show, more Singaporeans are now making it to university, polytechnics and ITE. And as a result, a higher percentage of them are also from the lower income bracket are also making it. And we should give them a leg up. I think what people should think about is the social role that universities play, both in bringing Singaporeans together. When you attend a university or polytechnic, you come together, you study together, you go and overseas immersion programs together, you do community involvement projects together. So it brings Singaporeans together. But the other important, I think very important social role that universities play is enabling social mobility. And not just universities, polys and ITE as well. Our universities and polys, obviously, looking at the figures on more students from the humble backgrounds making it, are obviously playing that role, and we should provide more help to enable this social mobility and social progression.
Right. Thank you once again, Sandra, for coming to the show. And of course, Sandra had to rush through this because the announcement was just earlier today.
Yes.
Right. And for the full details on the announcement, the figures, and all the costing, you can, of course, read up on Sandra's article on www.straitstimes.com. Once again, thank you so much, Sandra, for coming onto the show.